Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Relevance Center for the 2025 Omaha Sports Commission Award Show, presented by the Lerner Company. We're so excited to have you with us tonight. Let's kick things off and welcome to the stage the Executive Director of the Omaha Sports Commission, Lindsay Toussaint Brown.
Commission, and I am so happy to welcome you to our 7th Omaha Sports Commission fundraiser, the Oscas. A few housekeeping items before we get started this evening. The bar remains open until 8 p.m., so for anybody needing to purchase more drink tickets, be sure to do that by 7:15 because they will wrap up, but you can go grab your drinks up until 8 p.m. For those of you who have the wristbands, the gold wristbands, to attend the exclusive Hall of Fame after party, you'll be joining us across the foyer into the hall immediately after the awards show, and you must have your gold wristband on to enter that after party. Finally, I would like to introduce our 2 awards assistants tonight. So Josie Tababin is a 2025 grad of Scott Catholic. She is a true student athlete. She has spent 4 years on student council, 2 years on the National Honor Society, 4 years in the Future Business Leaders of America. In addition to her academics, her sports career has been a large part of her life. She has been on the varsity soccer team for 4 years, taking home a state title, varsity cross country for 4 years, and played basketball on the varsity team. Also joining us is Corinne Merkel, and she is also a standout student athlete. She, like Josie, is a 2025 Scott Catholic student athlete with 4 years as a varsity athlete in soccer, with a soccer state championship to her resume as well. And not only did she play soccer, but she was also the captain. And her academic accolades include 2 years on National Honor Society, 4 years with the Health Occupation Students of America, and 4 years with Future Business Leaders of America. The reason I introduce both of these young ladies is because they have spent years dedicating their talents to the sport of soccer. Their successes can be due to our Dr. Jack Lewis Award winner, which we will hear about a little bit later. So please help me welcome both Corinne and Josie for their assistance tonight. The Omaha Sports Commission is a nonprofit dedicated to working year-round across the Omaha metropolitan area to host, create, and support the sports scene here in our community. Our work is dedicated to increasing our economic development using sports as the driving factor. Our focus is to increase awareness, economic status, and image to the nation of our great community and our strengths in sports. To date, OSC has generated more than $387 million in economic impact to the metropolitan area and more than $500 million in media impact. Thank you. Last year on this stage, I shared with you that our events in 2024 were slated to bring $5.5 million in economic impact. And our events went above and beyond our expectations last year and generated an outstanding $6.7 million to our community. So let's take a look at some of our successes, specifically over last year, but we've incorporated a few great events over the last couple years as well.
Heart-pounding moments, national talent, big crowds, unforgettable events that put Omaha in the spotlight. And it's all powered by the Omaha Sports Commission. We're the hometown team dedicated to bringing you some of the area's largest sporting events with sought-after competitions that support our economy, local businesses, and neighborhoods across the metro. Join the thousands of spectators, athletes, and volunteers at our next exciting event by visiting omahasports.org.
As you can see, we had a lot going on last year. So this year, we are expecting $7 million generated throughout our efforts, and we have been off to a very strong start. The Omaha Sports Commission just hosted our inaugural Exarban Turk. The Turk was a criterium, or better known as a crit, and was a cycling race that we hosted in the Exarban area. So best think of it, it's Formula One on bikes. OSC owns the event, and in partnership with Visit Omaha and the City of Omaha, we created this event to be a signature sports opportunity for our community. We saw a staggering over 7,000 spectators come out to support the event and watch a new kind of racing to the Exarban area. So please take a look at the recap video of the Exarban Turk.
Riders, are you ready? Omaha, we are gone! Ring those bells and cheer on. Here comes your leader. Let's go. 4 to go. Basically leads on the attack early and often right now. It is Sherman Cole.
That is just the start for us this year. Next weekend, we get to host the USA Triathlon Multisport Festival for the second year in a row up at Lake Cunningham. We will host more than 1,500 unique athletes who come from all 50 states. Wrapping up June, you can come watch us and find us at the Mid-America Center, where we'll be hosting the US Open for the sport of badminton. And yes, you heard me right, it is a US Open, right here in our metropolitan area. These athletes are national and Olympic level athletes. And did you know that when they hit that birdie, they're hitting that over 200 miles an hour? Or did you know that when we hosted in 2023 the US Open for badminton, that we had the 17th highest paid female athlete in the world come join us as a badminton player from India? Kind of cool, right? So not only do we get to have a great first half of the year, but our second half of the year really culminates with the cross country. And cross country moves us to a new level this year as we get to host the Big East Conference Championships, as well as the Summit League Conference Championships on back-to-back days at Mahoney State Park. We are very excited for this year, and we hope that you can come out to our events, whether you want to volunteer, whether you want to come check out some of these incredible athletes. We have a lot of great talent coming to our metropolitan area. But tonight, we are here because of some of the accomplishments that have happened within this room. And tonight would not be possible without our sponsors this evening: the Relevant Center, Olson, Mecca, Renaissance Financial, Omaha World Herald, Access Bank, Eagle Distributing, Clean Eats, Chesterman's, Oscars Pizza, Nebraska Medicine, Visit Omaha, and of course, the host for the evening, the Lerner Company. So before we get to the highly anticipated awards for the night and our Hall of Fame inductions, I would like to invite Mr. Jay Lerner, president of the Lerner Company and OSC board member for 17 years, to come join me on stage.
Thank you, Lindsay. Hello, everybody. Welcome, and thank you so much for your support for these exceptional athletes and the Omaha Sports Commission. Sports significantly impact children, adolescents, and adults. And these events hosted by the Omaha Sports Commission are heavy lifts, and these significant impacts are guided by our all-female team of executives. Lindsay, Emily, where are you? Stand up, Emily. Jamie, Jordan, Ava. These girls carry on everything that's the Sports Commission is putting on. So please welcome them and give them a hand for what they do for our community. So before we get started, I just want you to know that some of the things I'm going to say are more for high schoolers and college kids, and I notice that most of you are adults, so you're probably not going to like what I'm saying, but it's too late. I'm going to say it anyway. Some of tonight's nominees are so talented and in such good shape that they really make everything look easy. And of course, then there's me. I pulled a hamstring tying my shoes this morning. Before we get started, and because you are all sports enthusiasts, I have a few questions to ask you. And that would be, first one would be, why don't basketball players go on vacation? Anybody? Because they're not allowed to travel. Ooh. Okay, it gets worse. Where do football players go to buy new uniforms? New Jersey. Oh, I know. Okay, one more, and then we'll get going. Ay. Okay, here's the last one. Why do golfers wear 2 pair of pants? In case they get a hole in one, right? Exactly. Very good. Exactly. What Lindsay has shared is just a piece of what OSC does. OSC has spent the last 14 months rebuilding and reorganizing PACE, which is the Police Athletics for Community Engagement. Our efforts were designed to take on the organization that had been through extreme turmoil, build it back to something greater than it was ever before at the grassroots level, and assist with hiring a new executive director at the end. OSC implemented new policies, conducted significant fundraising, kick-started new sports for the year-round programming that they do, and developed new partnerships that would allow PACE to survive and thrive. The work put in by this team while hosting 20 events for OSC is just incredible. As you can see, this organization is critical to the growth of the community, and that is apparent with what you are about to see tonight. On your table, you will see OSC's Let's Bring It campaign, our 3-year fundraising campaign with the goal to raise $3.5 million. This campaign will accelerate OSC and the Omaha community to a new level. And as Lindsay said before, the economic impact of what we have done so far is $387 million, and if you add the media impact, it's over $500 million that we've done. So once again, we appreciate you. We appreciate you being here. And we'll get on with the evening. I just want to leave you with one thought. That's a real thought. So think about this for everyone here. We are not given a good life or a bad life. We are given a life, and it is up to us to make it good or bad. Hear, hear. We begin tonight with the Dr. Jack Lewis Sportsperson of the Year Award. This award goes to someone that has dedicated more than 12 months to the Omaha sports scene. It goes to someone who has dedicated decades or a lifetime to sports and creating the ability for the community to enjoy sports. Please look at the video for tonight, Dr. Jack Lewis, Sportsperson Award winner.
The Dr. Jack Lewis Sportsperson of the Year Award is given to someone who has touched lives beyond the playing field. Dr. Jack Lewis attended Stanford University, where he played football, and then graduated from the University of Nebraska Medical Center. Dr. Lewis chaired and served on numerous local, state, and national boards, supporting education programs regarding drug abuse, athletic injuries, and more. Lewis lived his life with enthusiasm and energy for many activities, especially sports, serving as a team physician for over 50 years. He was known as Omaha's sports doctor, with many calling him an icon of sport. This year's Dr. Jack Lewis Sportsperson of the Year Award goes to Mike Castling. Castling began his athletic career by swimming competitively at just 5 years old, quickly discovering the discipline, joy, and impact that sports can have on a person's life. That early foundation not only shaped who he became, but also inspired a deep belief in the importance of sports, education, and the arts as essential to youth development and community wellness. Mike's dedication to Omaha's sports landscape goes far beyond his own athletic journey. A pivotal moment came when he was asked to join the board for the U.S. Olympic swim trials. That experience planted the seed for what would become a nearly decade-long effort to bring a permanent multi-sport complex to Omaha. After purchasing the 2012 trials pool, Mike's vision continued to grow. Today, his leadership is helping develop a state-of-the-art facility that includes a 50-meter competition pool, a 200,000 square foot field house, performance center, and multi-sport courts for volleyball, basketball, tennis, and pickleball. He's also championing a new elite-level aquatic project at Westside High School. Beyond swimming, Mike is a passionate participant in a wide range of sports, from racing cars to scuba diving, and a little bit of golf in between. And while he humbly says there are others more deserving of this recognition, his impact on Omaha's sports community is undeniable. From his time on the Omaha Sports Commission Board, especially during the Olympic trials era, to his continued leadership on game-changing projects, Mike has helped create a stronger, more vibrant sports culture in the city he calls home. He's proudest of getting the multi-sport complex across the finish line, of the legacy he built as a high school swimmer, and of his work with Sequence to improve lives around the world. One of his most impactful achievements, the CHI Health Multi-Sport Complex, featuring 12 all-turf lighted fields that are used for soccer, lacrosse, softball, baseball, flag football, and rugby, drawing thousands of athletes and visitors from across the region. This complex has become a hub for competition, community, and connection, and stands as a testament to Mike's vision and relentless commitment to enhancing Omaha's sports infrastructure.
Please help me welcome Mr. Mike Castling.
So I did not know I was supposed to be prepared to do a stand-up comedian routine. Jay. You didn't give me this warning, but it's truly an honor to be here tonight and be recognized alongside all these amazing people who love the deep love of sports. For me, as it said in the video, I began swimming competitively at age 5, and it quickly became more of a sport, not a sport, but a way of life. And it truly was. If you're a swimmer, 5 a.m. workouts, summertime was 3 workouts a day, you had no life. I swam nationally for Omaha Westside Swim Club and for Westside High School, where our team was one of the first teams in the state to win 4 championships. Those years taught me what it means about hard work, pushing limits, and being part of something that is greater than yourself. If you haven't figured it out yet, by the racing and the swimming, I'm very competitive. Swimming lit my fire, but as I put up the goggles, as you heard, I took on racing, which is a similar intensity, different track. The part that struck me over those years was the sense of community and purpose that sports bring. That's why during my senior year and freshman year in college, I actually coached the swim team at Rockbrook Swim Pool. And actually, my second year, we won the city championships. But watching those kids grow in confidence in the water and fulfilling the commitment to what they really wanted to do. In 2007, Harley Schrager, I'm pretty sure Jay Lerner was probably part of that, asked me to join the Omaha Sports Commission. That was right when we had won the Olympic swim trials. And they wanted somebody with a swimming perspective. It was right before the trials that I remember Harley saying, wouldn't it be amazing to keep a trials pool here in Omaha? It didn't happen that year, but it planted a seed. In 2012, I reconnected with a friend of mine, Lisa Roskins. She talked about the need for more tennis courts. I couldn't help to think, we need more competitive pools, we need more tennis courts, we need more sports facilities in general. And that was the beginning of the Omaha Sports Complex, or multi-sports complex. I'm proud to say in 2025, we're expecting nearly 200,000 visitors to come through our complex. And we're just getting started. Phase 2 is under the way, and yes, the trials pool will finally be installed. It will be a state-of-the-art 50-meter pool, along, as you heard, about a 200,000 square foot indoor field house. So yes, if you look at 2017 to 2025, it has been a long 18 years. But I always felt it was so critical to have the sports, and Omaha's been weak behind compared to other communities for sports facilities. I always believed in the well-rounded life includes academics in either sports or the arts. And I say the arts because both my daughters were in the arts, not in the sports. But all those teach resilience, they teach teamwork, they teach character, and they bring people together in powerful ways. I'm incredibly grateful for the role sports has played in my life, and I'm grateful to be part of the Omaha Sports Commission, and I'm grateful to move on to help the next generation of sports in Omaha and the surrounding area. So thank you for the award. I really appreciate it, and enjoy the rest of the night.
Please welcome to the stage your presenter for Female Athlete of the Year.
Hello, my name is Carrie Pivovar, Advisory Development Director at Renaissance Financial and Varsity Assistant Soccer Coach at Marion High School. Women's sports have continued to take an upward trajectory, so much so that we have a sports bar dedicated to showcasing women's sports. A recent study by the Women's Sports Foundation found that among those who played sports, 69% hold at least one formal leadership role outside the family, and 71% who have a formal leadership role hold titles like manager, director, president, or C-suite executive. The study concludes that the longer an individual played sports, the more likely they are to hold formal leadership roles. Each of these nominees tonight embodies exceptional talent, discipline, and determination that leads to our future leadership. Let's take a look at this year's nominees for Female Athlete of the Year.
Now, let's turn your attention to the stage for Female Athlete of the Year. Sonora DeFini, led Gretna East High School girls soccer to a remarkable 21-1 record and a Class B state championship in the program's very first season. DeFeeney set a new single-season state scoring record with 55 goals, breaking the previous mark of 54 that had stood since 1998. She also contributed 11 assists and scored 9 of her team's 20 goals during the Class B state tournament. For her outstanding performance, DeFeeney was named the 2023-24 Gatorade Nebraska Girls Soccer Player of the Year and was selected as captain of the 2024 All-State First Team. She's verbally committed to play D1 soccer with a scholarship at Oklahoma State University beginning this fall. Lauren Jensen capped off an incredible 2025 season as the leading scorer for Creighton women's basketball, racking up 588 points, an average of 17.8 per game, ranking 7th on the Blue Jays' all-time single-season scoring list. She also added 121 assists, second most on the team, and pulled down 132 rebounds. Her 229 made field goals ties her for 4th on Creighton's single-season top 10 list. A 3-time All-Big East first-team honoree, Jensen also earned her first Big East All-Tournament team selection after helping lead the Blue Jays to the conference finals. On the national stage, she was recognized with All-America Honorable Mention honors by the Women's Basketball Coaches Association, one of just 50 players in the country to receive those honors. Cameron Meyer of Omaha Softball wrapped up her incredible career as both the program's and the Summit League's all-time strikeout leader, finishing with 1,029 career strikeouts. In her final collegiate season, she posted an impressive 27-5 record with a 1.62 ERA. In the Summit League Tournament Championship game, Meyer struck out 9, allowing just 1 run over 7 innings in a win over South Dakota State, securing the title and earning tournament MVP honors for the 2nd straight year and Summit League Pitcher of the Year honors. At the NCAA Regional in Columbia, she led Omaha to a stunning upset over host and number 7 national seed Missouri, giving up only 4 hits and striking out 6 across 9 innings. She followed that with another standout performance against Washington, holding the Huskies to 5 hits and 2 runs, helping Omaha reach a regional final for the first time in program history. Stella Miner, a standout from Omaha Westside's track and field team, holds Nebraska state records in the 800 meters, 1600 meters, and the 4x800 relay. She's the first girl in nearly 50 years to hold both the 800 and 1600 records at the same time, surpassing marks that had stood for decades. Miner broke the 1600-meter record first, running 4:47.49 at the Westside Invitational on March 30th of last year. That time beat a record that had stood for 21 years. Just 2 weeks later, she broke the 800-meter record, previously held for 25 years by Elkhorn native and future Olympian Alice Schmidt, clocking a hand-timed 2:07.4 at the Papillion La Vista South meet on April the 12th. At the 2024 NSAA State Track Meet, Miner won gold in all 3 of her signature events. Stella now competes at Kansas State, where she earned a bronze medal in the 1,000 meters at the Big 12 Championships, finishing in 2:49.38. Kendra Waite of Creighton University Volleyball dominated the Big East once again, leading the conference in assists per set for the 4th straight season, ranking 12th nationally. A 4-time All-Big East selection, Waite's elite setting helped Creighton post a program record .324 hitting percentage, the 2nd best mark in the nation. She made history as the first Blue Jay ever named an ABCA First-Team All-American. In both 2023 and 2024, Waite was honored as the Big East Player of the Year and Setter of the Year. Over her career, she recorded a school record 73 double-doubles, including 31 inside DJ Sokol Arena, a facility record. weight ranks second in Creighton history with 4,970 career assists and holds the DJ Sokol Arena record with 2,191 assists on her home court. In 2024 alone, she was named Big East Setter of the Week 6 times and earned ABCA National Player of the Week honors the last week of September. She capped off her collegiate career by being selected 37th overall in the 5th round of the Pro Volleyball Federation draft by the Omaha Supernovas.
And the Oscar for Female Athlete of the Year goes to Kendra Waite.
Okay, well, first off, I want to say thank you for this award. It is truly such an honor. There's so many great athletes in this Omaha community, and to be recognized as one of the top, I mean, it's something truly special. Again, I first off want to say thank you to the community of Omaha. When I came here 5 years ago, I didn't know what the Omaha community was like, but it's truly one of a kind. Everyone is so welcoming, so special, and I am truly so glad to say that I'm now an Omahan for life. I also want to thank my coaches, first off, just for making me not only a great teammate in person on the court, but also off, caring so much about us as individuals, and wanting us to reach our dreams off the court. I also want to thank my parents and my family for just truly pushing me to be the best that I can be from a very young age, just continuously growing my competitive spirit and just pushing me day in, day out to go reach for my goals. And lastly, I just want to thank my teammates. I want to be up here without them. They are so special, great women, and I can't wait to see what all of them continue to do in life. Thank you, guys.
Please welcome to the stage your presenter for Male Athlete of the Year.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Rusty McCune, Ambulatory Supervisor for the Sports Medicine Program at Nebraska Medicine. Nebraska Medicine is proud to be the official medical provider for the Omaha Sports Commission, ensuring the safety of all athletes and participants of OSC events. It is my pleasure to announce tonight's Male Athlete of the Year Award. The young men you're about to see are some of the top-performing male athletes, not only in our community, but throughout the nation. You'll see exceptional talent in football, wrestling, and basketball, and each of these accomplishments are worthy of Male Athlete of the Year. Let's take a look at this year's nominees.
Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the stage as the nominees are introduced for Male Athlete of the Year. Christian Jones of Westside High School football was one of the top players in Nebraska, starring on both offense and defense for the Warriors. A standout linebacker, Jones was part of 2 state championships and was a member of 4 Warrior teams that played in the state championship game. He was selected to play in the 2025 Navy All-American Bowl as a high school All-American. As a senior, Jones made 93 tackles, including 21 tackles for loss and 1 sack, helping the Warriors to a 12-1 record. Jones added a pair of interceptions, 6 pass breakups, and 5 forced fumbles. He also caught 13 passes for 121 yards as a receiver. Jones is attending the University of Nebraska, where he'll play football for the Huskers. Ryan Kalkbrenner of Creighton University men's basketball is a 4-time Big East Defensive Player of the Year and was named the Naismith National Defensive Player of the Year. Kalkbrenner was also the NABC National Defensive Player of the Year and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Center of the Year Award after being a 3-time finalist for each recognition. During his senior season, he was a unanimous first-team All-Big East choice and was just the 2nd player in Creighton history to be a 2-time first team All-Big East pick. Kalkbrenner was second nationally in field goals made, third in total blocks, fourth in field goal percentage, and fourth in blocks per game. He was first in the Big East in rebounds per game, blocks per game, field goal percentage, and second in points per game. Kalkbrenner ranks second in Creighton history in points, rebounds, blocks, field goals made, and field goal percentage. Nebraska Wrestling's Antrell Taylor claimed the 2025 NCAA championship at 157 pounds with a dominant run and clutch performance in the final. In the final match, Taylor faced Purdue's Joey Blaze, striking first with a takedown late in the opening period and adding an escape in the second to take a 4-0 lead into the final 2 minutes. Blaze managed an escape and was awarded a penalty point, but couldn't break through Taylor's defense. After 7 intense minutes, Taylor emerged victorious with a 4-2 decision. His championship capped off a standout season that began with individual titles at both the 2024 Navy Classic and the Cliff Keen Invitational. At the NCAA Championships in Philadelphia, Taylor earned his second All-American honor, notched his 50th career win, and closed out his sophomore season with an impressive 27-4 record. A dominant two-sport athlete from Omaha North High School, Tyson Terry made Nebraska history as the first ever to win 4 Metro Conference wrestling tournaments and 4 NSAA state championships. Each year competing in the heavyweight division, Terry wrapped up his senior wrestling season, ranked number 5 in the nation at 285 pounds, according to Mat Scout's final national rankings. Over his high school career, he recorded an astounding 140 pins and finished undefeated with a 169-0 record. On the football field, Terry was just as impressive, racking up 315 tackles, including 48 for loss, 17 sacks, 5 pass breakups, 2 blocked field goals, and even a touchdown. Despite missing much of his senior season due to injury, he still managed 46 tackles with 9 for loss and 2 sacks. Terry will be attending the University of Nebraska, where he'll play football for the Huskers. Xavier Watts of Notre Dame University football was named a consensus All-American for the second year in a row for his performance during the 2024 season, during which he helped the Fighting Irish to become Sugar Bowl and Orange Bowl champions and earn a spot in the CFP National Championship. Watts finished the season with 82 tackles, 52 solo, 3.5 for loss, and 10 pass breakups. This season, Watts ranked second in the nation with 6 interceptions. He was one of just 2 FBS players to be named a consensus All-American for each of the past 2 seasons, joining Heisman Trophy winner Travis Hunter. In fact, he's one of just 17 players in Notre Dame history to have earned consensus All-America honors in 2 seasons. Over those 2 seasons, Watts totaled 13 interceptions, the most by any FBS player during that span, or the most by a Notre Dame player since 1996. Those are the nominees for Male Athlete of the Year.
And the Oscar for the 2025 Male Athlete of the Year goes to Antrell Taylor.
So good evening, everybody. I'm excited that I'm presented this award. I'm very grateful. I give thanks to my mom, my family, my coaches, teammates. I wouldn't be anywhere without them, to be honest. So, yeah, just thank you to them, and go Big Red.
And now, let's welcome our presenter for the 2025 Sports Media Person of the Year.
Good evening. I'm Stu Pospisil, high school sports writer for the Omaha World Herald and Oscars committee member. The Steve Pivovar Sports Media Person of the Year Award honors an individual exhibiting media talent and who provides great sports coverage to the community, highlighting our local sports accomplishments and increasing the awareness of the Omaha metropolitan area. Stephen Pivovar, Piv, was one of the most recognized sports journalists known for sharing stories that were honest, elegant, and humane. Piv is not only known in Omaha, but across the national sports landscape. Pivovar's hard work earned him the respect of followers and sports figures all over America. His dedication to journalism and the Omaha World Herald readers spanned 45 years and was an inspiring example for many sports media figures. Now, let's take a look at this year's nominees.
Please turn your attention to the stage as the nominees are introduced for the Steve Pivovar Sports Media Person of the Year. Jay Slagle and the Prep Running Nerd team have redefined what it means to champion high school and collegiate cross country and track and field across Nebraska. Since 2017, this volunteer-powered media force has covered over 200 meets annually, sharing more than 200,000 free photos and publishing comprehensive weekly meet listings and results at PrepRunningNerd.com, often the only statewide source of running information before district competitions. Their Nerds Letter is a must-read, packed with meet recaps, rankings, standout performances, and inspiring stories. From paper-based results to drone video coverage with the Nerd Bird. Their innovation and dedication have made running cool again, according to coaches statewide. With over 20 volunteers and no sponsorships, just pure passion, they've earned accolades including the Omaha Metro Conference and Lincoln Track Club Service Awards and the Nebraska Coaches Association Media Person of the Year. John Bishop is co-host of the popular Unsportsmanlike Conduct program on 1620 The Zone. With 31 years of experience in Omaha and Lincoln, Bishop is the radio voice of Creighton Blue Jays basketball, Creighton baseball, and the College World Series on Westwood One. He can also be seen on NET Sports and the Big East Digital Network's presentation of college baseball. Previously, Bishop was the voice of KOLN, KGIN statewide television coverage of the Nebraska State High School Basketball Championships. Bishop is a 3-time AP Sports Reporting Feature Award winner. Adam Kruger has been the sports director at 3 News Now since August of 2016. With 20 years of reporting experience, he has covered the hiring of prominent local coaches, as well as multiple NCAA volleyball Final Fours, NCAA men's basketball tournaments, and the College World Series. Prior to KMTV, Adam covered the Huskers for over 4 years as the weekend sports anchor reporter at the CBS affiliate in Lincoln. Kruger has won the 2021 Nebraska Broadcasters Association Best on the Scene Sports Reporting and the 2024 Nebraska Broadcasters Association Silver Award for Best In-Depth Sports Story. Mike Patterson has been a trusted voice in sports journalism for over 40 years, including 36 years with the Omaha World Herald. He's covered everything from high school sports and horse racing to UNO hockey, becoming a fixture in Nebraska's sports scene. Over the years, Mike has earned top honors, including a first-place award for sports news from the Iowa Newspaper Association and recognition from the Associated Press in their annual Sports Writing Awards. His work also has been honored by the Nebraska Coaches Association, the Nebraska School Activities Association, American Legion Baseball, and the Metro Holiday Basketball Tournament. In 2025, Mike Patterson was named Nebraska Sports Writer of the Year by the National Sports Media Association. Anna Bellinghausen has quickly become one of the most dynamic voices in Nebraska sports media. As the digital director of Herd Sports, she helped launch the brand in June of 2022, rapidly growing its following to over 116,000 across platforms and cementing its place as a premier digital outlet in the state. In addition to her leadership behind the scenes, Anna is a rising star on the mic. She's a freelance broadcaster, featured on CBS Sports Network as a college basketball sideline reporter, and has appeared on ESPN+, FS2, Nebraska Public Media, Big East Digital Network, BTN+, and more. Whether she's calling play-by-play for Midco Sports or leading the charge in digital storytelling, Bellinghausen continues to elevate sports coverage on a local and national stage. Those are the nominees for the Steve Pivovar Sports Media Person of the Year, presented by the Omaha World Herald.
And the Oscar for the Steve Pivovar Sports Media Person of the Year goes to Anna Bellinghausen.
I will say talking on national television is easier than coming up in front of a bunch of people, but I want to thank my friends and family first and foremost. My parents traveled all the way from Colorado to be here for this moment. Truly wouldn't be in this room without them. My coworkers at Hurrdat Sports, I see your phones up, Content Eyes, I love it. But I'm the first woman nominated for this award, and I not only accept this for myself, but on the backs of every single woman that's come before me, that's advocated for women to be in locker rooms, to be on the same playing field as men. We still have a ways to go, but my biggest saying is if you can see it, you can be it. And that's what I want to be for the younger generation of women. I want your daughters, your nieces, your grandchildren to look up at me or any other woman in this field and say, I want to be her, I can be her. And that's my biggest message. So this award means so much, and it's not always easy being the only woman in press conferences and in rooms, but inspiring that next generation truly is what inspires me to do what I do. And again, thank you guys so much. And thank you to every man in this room that's also supported me. Everybody on that list of nominees has supported me along this way. We also couldn't do it without you. So hire women, invest in women, believe in women, because we're here to stay. Thank you.
And now, let's welcome our presenter for the 2025 Female Coach of the Year.
Hello, and welcome here tonight. I'm Sean Callahan, publisher of Husker Online. I'm a committee member of the Omaha Sports Hall of Fame and have the honor of announcing the Female Coach of the Year tonight. And you know, every year we put this together, and it's a lot of fun because we get to really honor the accomplishments of coaches from all levels. And tonight, our list of candidates range from the professional level to the Division I level to the NAIA level to the high school level. And I think one common theme is there. All of these candidates are exceptional role models, leaders that inspire young women in our community. And with that said, let's look at the finalists here for tonight's Female Coach of the Year.
Please turn your attention to the stage for Female Coach of the Year. Kirsten Bernthal Booth of Creighton Volleyball guided the Blue Jays to a 32-3 overall record, setting a school record for matches won. The Blue Jays won an unprecedented 11th straight Big East regular season title and its 10th conference tournament title in the past 11 years. Creighton also appeared in its 13th straight NCAA tournament, returning to the Elite Eight after defeating two-time defending champion Texas in the Sweet 16. Booth was named AVCA West Region Coach of the Year, as well as leading the Big East coaching staff of the year, guiding the Blue Jays to a number 6 ranking in the year-end AVCA poll. Laura Kuhn, affectionately known as Coach Bird, led the Omaha Supernovas in winning the first ever Pro Volleyball Federation Championship when the Supernovas swept the Grand Rapids Rise inside CHI Health Center Omaha, capping off a storybook season. Coach Bird would lead Omaha to a 17-7 overall record, while the Supernovas were the only team in the PVF to not get swept or lose back-to-back matches during the season. Coach Bird was named the 2024 PVF Coach of the Year. Trish Sedlick of Bellevue University Volleyball led the Bruins to an NAIA National runner-up finish and an overall record of 32-5 during the 2024 season. The Bruins capture the North Star Athletic Association regular season and postseason tournament title while advancing to the NAIA National Tournament for the 17th time in school history. Their second place finish at Nationals was the best showing in school history, as was their number 2 final national ranking. Sedlick was named the 2024 ABCA and NAIA National Coach of the Year in her 19th season at Bellevue University. Carolyn Todd Bray of College of St. Mary Softball was named the 2024 National Fast Pitch Coaches Association Donna Newberry Perseverance Award winner, recognizing an NFCA member coach who has demonstrated extraordinary strength of will and character in the fight to overcome a physical, mental, or social adversity that presented an additional challenge to the already demanding job of a coach. Bray was struck in the head by a batted foul ball while coaching third during a spring game last March in Florida, suffering fractures to her skull, both orbital rims, temple, and cheekbone, among other injuries in the horrific accident. The incident left her unconscious and with a brain bleed and nerve damage that required significant recovery that continues to this day. Carolyn eventually worked her way back to her team in a limited capacity at practices and games, helping St. Mary end its season with a victory. Addie Watts led the DC West softball team to an historic season in her first year as head coach, guiding the Falcons to a 27-9 overall record and a runner-up finish at the Class C state tournament. Under her leadership, DC West captured its first ever district championship, earning its inaugural trip to the state tournament. During their impressive 3-0 run to the Class C title game, which included a win over top-ranked Hastings St. Cecilia, the Falcons outscored opponents by a combined 34-5. In addition to her high school coaching success, Watts is in her 9th season coaching Primetime Watts, an 18U Class A Select Club softball team, and her 2nd season as an assistant coach for the College of St. Mary softball team. Those are the nominees for Female Coach of the Year.
And the Oscar goes to Creighton's Kirsten Bernthal Booth.
Well, I wasn't prepared for this, so here we go. First, I want to thank the Omaha Sports Commission for all that you guys do in this incredible night. Man, I'm just amazed hearing everyone's bios, but from the athletes to Anna, I want to bring Anna up here and give the speech. Holy cow, women empowerment, I love it. But our incredible nominees within this, two other volleyball coaches I know well, and some amazing stories, so kudos to everyone. Just a couple quick thank yous. First of all, to our incredible staff. 2 of them are here, the new volleyball coach at Creighton, Brian Rosen, and our associate head coach, Angie Oxley-Barons, who's been with me at Creighton the entire time. Very collaborative, so they share in this. And then, most importantly, the athletes. I think we're hearing on the news a lot of struggles in college athletics right now. Transactional, we hear a lot, in it for the money. those sort of things. And I think you can see by Kendra Waite, she is an example of the 19 women that I was fortunate enough to coach along with these amazing coaches, but that we were able to coach this year. And they are all that's right in college athletics. And so there are so many amazing college athletes at all different levels that are in it for love of the sports, building themselves as people, and hopefully we can continue to do that at all levels. Thank you so much.
And now let's welcome our presenter for the 2025 Male Coach of the Year.
Hello, Oscas attendees. My name is Mark Himes, the federal market leader at Olson and board member of the Omaha Sports Commission. This evening, we honor 5 men whose leadership has elevated not just a team, not just their program or school, but their sport across the metropolitan area. This award recognizes those who, under their guidance, athletes don't just improve their skills. They learn what it means to lead, to persevere, and to work as one. Their impacts go far beyond the scoreboard, and it's seen in the confidence he builds, the culture he fosters, and the future he helps shape. Now let's take a look at the Male Coach of the Year nominees.
Please turn your attention to the stage for the introduction for Male Coach of the Year. Chris Crutchfield, head coach of Omaha men's basketball, led the Mavericks to a program record 22 wins this season, including 16 victories against Summit League opponents. Under his leadership, Omaha captured both the Summit League regular season and tournament championships, milestones that marked firsts in the program's history. The Mavericks also advanced to the NCAA tournament for the first time in their Division I era. Offensively, Omaha thrived, ranking second in the Summit League with an average of 84.2 points per game and posting the league's best scoring margin at plus 7.3. In recognition of his success in his third season, Crutchfield was named Summit League Coach of the Year. Andrew Fisher, head coach of Creighton Prep Wrestling, led the program to its first ever state championship title during the 2024-25 season. Under Fisher's leadership, Creighton Prep finished the season 48th nationally, the only Nebraska team to appear in the final national rankings. The Junior Jays capped their season with a dominant 251-point performance at the NSAA State Wrestling Tournament, crowning 4 individual state champions with 7 total finalists. The team also claimed titles at 3 prestigious national tournaments: the KC Stampede, Rumble on the Red in Fargo, North Dakota, and the Rocky Welton Invitational in Garden City, Kansas. Additionally, Fisher helped coach the first ever freshman from Nebraska to place at the Ironman tournament in Ohio, widely regarded as the toughest in-season national tournament for high school folk-style wrestling. Mike Hurd led Omaha softball to a record-setting 43-15 season, securing the most wins in program history at the D1 level. The Mavericks recorded 16 consecutive victories, the longest winning streak in both program history and in the nation for the 2024 campaign. Omaha's historic run included its highest ever RPI ranking, back-to-back Summit League championship titles, and the first NCAA regional championship game appearance by any women's program at the university. In the Columbia Regional, the Mavericks pulled off major upsets over host and number 7 ranked Missouri, as well as the University of Washington. Joel Huser led the Papillion La Vista South boys basketball team to a 26-3 record and an historic season, capturing the school's first ever Class A state championship with a 61-58 victory over Omaha West Side. Under Huser's leadership, the Titans won the program's first Metro Holiday Tournament, earned the number 1 overall seed in the NSAA Boys Basketball State Tournament, and secured the A1 District Championship. Over his 36-year coaching career, career, Huser has compiled a career record of 470 and 386. Matt Turman led Omaha Scott Catholic football to a 12-1 season, culminating in a thrilling 29-26 victory over Bennington inside Memorial Stadium to win the Class B state championship. The title marked the program's 6th Class B state championship in football. Under Turman's leadership, the Skyhawks' high-powered offense scored 40 or more points in 7 games on their path to the title. In his 23 seasons as head coach, Turman has compiled an impressive 202 and 65 career record. Those are the nominees for Male Coach of the Year.
The Oscar for the Male Coach of the Year goes to Chris Crutchfield.
I'd like to thank everyone for coming. I'm not Chris Crutchfield. We look very similar. I am Matt Maher with Omaha Athletics. I have the privilege and honor to oversee men's basketball. I thought we made a video that may be user error on my part. So without further ado, thank you very much. I appreciate it. We do have Keenan Holman, one of the great assistant coaches of the program. So I appreciate Keenan being here. Thank you all very much.
Good evening. My name is Chris Crutchfield. I'm the head basketball coach at Omaha Basketball. I want to thank the Omaha Sports Commission for naming me the Male Coach of the Year. It's such an honor to receive this award, especially coming from the Omaha Sports Commission, who have done so much for the city of Omaha and the state of Nebraska. I want to thank my coaching staff and our team for all their support and for having a historical basketball season and giving Omaha an opportunity to play in their first ever NCAA tournament. Thank you and good evening.
And now, let's welcome our presenter for the 2025 Team of the Year.
Hello, my name is Mark Rath. I'm the Director of Sports for Visit Omaha and a board member of the Omaha Sports Commission. This year's Team of the Year category was a true competition. We saw the titles, history made, championship titles clinched, dominating and unforgivable seasons. This team sweeps the nation with extensive winning streaks. Truly embodying our local sports scene, our nominees extend from high school to collegiate and to the professional performances. It is a great honor and great pride to ask you to turn your attention to the screen for this year's Team of the Year's nomination.
Please turn your attention to the stage as the nominees are introduced for Team of the Year. Millard South football dominated the 2024 season and captured the Nebraska Class A state title, defeating Omaha West Side 27-10. The Patriots finished with a 12-1 record, combining explosive offense with relentless defense. They averaged an astounding 45.8 points per game, racking up 6,496 all-purpose yards, nearly 500 per game. On the other side of the ball, their defense allowed only 13.25 points per game, while tallying 43 sacks and forcing 26 turnovers. In their inaugural season, the Omaha Supernovas made history and headlines as they stormed their way to the 2024 Pro Volleyball Federation Championship, defeating the Grand Rapids Rise 3-0. A powerhouse roster led by PVF Server of the Year Betty De La Cruz and postseason MVP Sydney Hilly. The Supernovas racked up accolades, including 2 first-team All-League selections, a second-team nod, and 4 PVF Player of the Week honors. But it wasn't just dominance on the court. Omaha became the epicenter of pro volleyball, leading the world in average attendance at 9,656 per match. They hosted the most attended pro volleyball match of all time with 12,090 fans on March 16, 2024, and drew over 134,000 fans across 14 home games. The Omaha Storm Chasers made history in 2024, capturing the International League Championship. With a final record of 91-61, including the playoffs, the Chasers set a new franchise record with 89 regular season wins, becoming the first AAA team to win league titles in all 3 AAA circuits: the American Association, Pacific Coast League, and now the International League. They dominated the first half with a 49-24 record, clinching a playoff berth and home field advantage, finishing the regular season 30 games over 500, the best mark in the league. Omaha outscored opponents by 130 runs, the second best run differential in franchise history. With 2 players named to the International League All-Star team and manager Mike Jershely earning IL Manager of the Year honors, the Storm Chasers provided fans with a season to remember. The Creighton volleyball team delivered one of the most dominant and unforgettable seasons in school history across any sport. The Blue Jays finished with a 32-3 record, setting a program record for wins, with all 3 losses coming in 5-set road battles against eventual Final Four teams. Unanimously picked to win the Big East, Creighton not only met expectations, they crushed them, going a perfect 18-0 in conference play, dropping just 3 sets along the way. They swept through the Big East tournament and earned their 10th league title in 11 seasons. On the national stage, the Jays stunned 2-time defending champion Texas in the Sweet 16 and pushed eventual national champ Penn State to 5 sets in a thrilling Elite Eight showdown. Along the way, the Jays set program records in hitting percentage at .324, service aces with 224, and wins, finishing the season ranked number 6 in the country, their highest final ranking in program history. The Omaha men's basketball team had a season that rewrote the program's record books. The Mavericks notched a program best 22 wins, capturing their first ever Summit League regular season and tournament title, punching their ticket to March Madness in the process for the first time in school history. Under the leadership of Summit League Coach of the Year Chris Crutchfield, Omaha lit up the scoreboard with the league's second best offense, averaging 84.2 points per game, leading the Summit League in scoring margin at plus 7.3. Markel Sutton was a force all season, earning Summit League Player of the Year and Tournament Most Outstanding Player honors, while teammates J.J. White and J. Sean Glover joined him as all-conference selections. The Mavericks also put together a 9-game winning streak, the longest since they joined Division I and third longest in program history. It was a breakout year that put Omaha basketball on the national map. Those are the nominees for Team of the Year.
And the Oscar goes to Omaha basketball.
Well, thank you to the commission. I'll just say that every team that was nominated in this category deserved this award. It's a team sport, and it takes everyone to do it. And we had an incredible team. We had really good guys, really good kids, and a good coaching staff, and our administration our Chancellor Lee back there. I mean, they had our support. And so thank you. Again, we appreciate it, and thank you.
And now, let's welcome our presenter for the 2025 Moment of the Year.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Christina Engdahl, and I'm thrilled to join you tonight as we celebrate an unforgettable year in sports with the 2025 Mecca Moment of the Year. Omaha has long been a city with a deep passion for sports. You can see it in the energy that fills Charles Schwab Field every summer for the Men's College World Series. You can feel it in the roar of the crowd as the Omaha Supernovas shattered league attendance records year after year. And you can't miss it when the Creighton men's basketball team packs CHI Health Center game after game, setting NCAA attendance records time and time again. At Mecca, we're proud to operate the world-class venues that make these moments possible. In recent history, we've hosted everything from the opening rounds of the NCAA men's basketball tournament, which returns in 2027 for the 7th time, the Pro Volleyball Federation's inaugural championship, as well as another thrilling Big Ten baseball tournament, all happening right here in Omaha. Of course, none of this would be possible without the Omaha Sports Commission, whose essential role in major sporting events brings life to our city. Their tireless work behind the scenes has helped bring national attention and unforgettable sports moments to our city as well as our fans. So now, let's take a look back and relive the excitement for the nominees of the 2025 Mecca Moment of the Year.
Turn your attention to the stage for the introduction of Moment of the Year. Union Omaha became the first ever club to win 2 USL League One finals with a 3-0 win over Spokane Velocity FC. Union Omaha now has claimed 5 trophies in just 5 seasons, 2 league titles, and 3 Players' Shields for the best regular season record. In 2024, Union Omaha set a league record with 2.14 goals per game and a plus 23 goal differential, while their 2.18 points per game was the second best mark in league history. The team led the league with 13 points earned from losing positions, showcasing their grit and resilience. Head coach Dominic Casiato earned his 2nd straight Coach of the Year honor, and midfielder Pedro Dolabella was nominated for Player of the Year. It was an historic run for Omaha's Trevor Guchecki, who capped off a dream week at Oakland Hills Country Club in Michigan by winning the 76th U.S. Junior Amateur Championship. Guchecki became the first Nebraskan ever to win the prestigious title and only the 2nd to win any USGA championship, joining Omaha legend Johnny Goodman, who claimed the 1933 U.S. Open and the 1937 U.S. Amateur. Guchecki emerged from a field of 264 players, advancing through 2 rounds of stroke play and 5 rounds of match play. In the 36-hole final, he defeated Alabama's Tyler Watts 4-3 to complete the remarkable journey. With the victory, the 17-year-old also secured a coveted exemption into the 2025 U.S. Open at Oakmont. Omaha Scuds Class B football state title win was a moment for the ages. After ending Bennington's 46-game win streak earlier in the season, the Skyhawks followed a nearly identical script in the state final, jumping out to a commanding 21-6 halftime lead. But just like before, the Badgers came storming back, taking a 26-21 lead on the first play of the 4th quarter. And once again, Scott delivered the final blow. Quarterback Dylan Van Dyke scrambled, dodged, and delivered, leading a gutsy 13-play, 80-yard drive, capped by a 19-yard touchdown pass to Joe Coliga, followed by a clutch 2-point conversion run. After the teams traded turnovers, Bennington had one last shot, marching 76 yards in 13 plays. But the Scott defense held strong, making the game-saving stop at their own 21-yard line with just 30 seconds remaining, sealing the Class B state championship. Omaha West Side alum Cade Haberman delivered one of the biggest moments of the college football season. Playing for Northern Illinois, Haberman blocked not one, but 2 field goals against number 5 Notre Dame. His first came just before halftime on a 48-yard attempt. But the moment that made history, a 62-yard block as time expired, sealing NIU's stunning 16-14 victory. It was the Huskies' first ever win over a top 5 team and their first non-conference win over a ranked opponent since upsetting number 21 Alabama in 2003. They hadn't blocked a field goal since 2021, and Haberman delivered 2 in one game, the first of his NIU career in the most dramatic fashion possible. Omaha men's basketball turned post-game celebrations into pure entertainment and a viral sensation. It all began December 21st when assistant coach Kyan Brown kicked a trash can in the locker room to fire up the team before their game against Cal Poly. That spark ignited a full-blown tradition, and since then, the Mavericks have gone 18-4. After each victory, the locker room transforms into a pro wrestling-style spectacle, with the team using chairs, bats, belts, and of course trash cans as part of their over-the-top celebrations. The skits caught national attention, even drawing all elite wrestling tag team stars, the Outrunners, to join in the fun. Fans embraced the chaos too, bringing their own trash cans to the February 1st game to be filled with popcorn for just $5. Those are the nominees for the Moment of the Year.
And the Oscar for the 2025 Mecca Moment of the Year goes to Trevor Gucheski.
Thank you to the Omaha Sports Commission for the award. I'm super honored to receive it, and I want to say thank you to my family and friends, my coaches here at the high school, and my swing coaches for golf. The U.S. Junior was such an incredible honor for me to have to, kind of kickstart my career nationally, and I'm super excited to see where things go from now on.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ross Jernstrom. I was a sportscaster here in Omaha at KTV Channel 7 and WWT Channel 6 for over 40 years, and we will present the Omaha Sports Hall of Fame inductees.
It's a pleasure to be back, and it's a pleasure to have all of you here, but it's a tremendous night as we remember Omaha sports history. I'm Jim Rose from iHeartMedia, and every year we look forward to this because, Roscoe, we're stepping into a time machine. And in a moment, these great heroes are going to take us back to their wondrous moments. Now, it's never easy when you have to lug that thing around called expectations, when outsiders assign outcomes to you before it ever happens. But every now and again, an outstanding athlete and person not only meets those expectations, but exceeds them. And so it is with our inductees tonight. They left us awestruck by their talents on the field and impressed with how they channeled that inner fire, the desire for greatness, into lives off the field, of which they and all of us are very proud. So, Roscoe, take it away. Let's go back in time.
We started the Omaha Sports Hall of Fame about 20 years ago, and our first class was a who's who of Omaha sports. We're the only city with 3 Heisman Trophy winners, with Niall Kinnick, Johnny Rogers, and Eric Crouch. Also that night, Gail Sayers was honored. Dave Remington was inducted along with Bob Boozer. It was truly a great inaugural class for the history of sports in Omaha. Our first inductee into the Omaha Sports Hall of Fame is Coach Fred Petito. 41 years. Congratulations. 41 years, that's how long Coach Petito was at Millard North. It's the longest coaching tenure in the history of Class A football in Nebraska. The Chicago native started his journey as an athlete at Hastings College. His first head coaching job was at Omaha Cathedral. 2 years later, he was hired by Millard North High School in 1983. Coach Petito devised a run-oriented offense, the Wingbone, that produced several outstanding quarterbacks, including one that went on to win the Heisman Trophy, Eric Crouch. In 2002, Millard North came close to winning their first state championship, but the Mustangs lost in the state finals 7-6 on a controversial fourth down call in the final minutes. You guys remember that. Coach Petito and the Mustangs were determined not to let that happen again and let the officials determine the outcome again. The following season, Millard North dominated their competition. Their closest game all season was 14 points against Danny Woodhead's North Platte team in the semifinals. Coach Petito may have done his best coaching job when his top two quarterbacks that year went down with injuries in the playoffs. He gave the ball to his third-string quarterback, Robbie Knight, and won the state championship with a 38-7 win over Creighton Prep and finished with a perfect record of 13-0. That team set the tone for a football dynasty at Millard North. The Mustangs advanced to the championship finals 6 times over the next 12 years and won 4 more state championships. Coach Petito retired last year with a career record of 285 wins. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Omaha Sports Hall of Fame, Coach Fred Petito. Fred?
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank this is a nice gig they put on yearly, the Omaha Commission, and this is tough for me to do because I'm not into big individual awards. I won't be saying a whole heck of a lot, but I've been very fortunate to pick a profession and stay with it and be around. And I always say to the young kids, you know, I learn as much from you as you do our staff. And they just make you feel good about yourself. And a lot has to do that with, I mean, my upbringing. I'm not from West Omaha. Just giving you a little insight. My sister's here, and she lives out here too, and she can tell you more things about me than most. But I'm from the south side of Chicago, and I graduated in 1969, and I was going to be a Chicago cop. But my parents didn't think that was a good idea. And those were the days where you listened to your parents. I was 17. But they knew somebody, and I did play high school football in the Chicago Catholic League, which was very competitive. So they found a small school, Hastings College, and it was the best. They made the decision for me. And so they dropped me off there, and what a cultural shock coming from the inner city to Hastings, Nebraska. But I made it work. And it just was, and from the time I was a young kid, football always was something I had some interest in. The collision aspect of me, I was always interested with that. How you can go ahead and be so disciplined, and how I would look at that. I remember going down to Soldiers Field and watch the college all-star game and watching what they did. And it was just enlightening for me to see how big men can operate like that under such conditions. And so when I finally got into coaching, okay, after I graduated, I made some trips. I was in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and with the best football coach I've ever been around in my life. His name was Wilson Sears. And we had a good program. And I learned, and just all I did is that's one thing my parents taught me, be a good listener. And I learned, and I said, now I can go and apply. And made my way back into Nebraska, where I ended up with both programs I was with at Cathedral High School in Millard North. I couldn't be more happy with how it went about because it was done the right way. It was their team. I remember telling the parents, I promised them two things. I would treat your son with respect, and I'll treat him like a man. And those things, it's amazing how kids will turn that way. And it was such, watching them develop, and it's a developmental program, watching them develop is some of the best things. Some of my Tuesday afternoons were as good as some of those days down in Lincoln, Nebraska, when we played for a championship. Okay? You know, winning wasn't our main emphasis, but you play to win the game, like Herb Edwards said. But doing it the right way, fairly, squarely, by the rules. No shortcuts, okay? Do your work. We talk about that. You know, that's getting to be 12 months a year. Oh, we'll take a day here or there off. But yeah, you got to go ahead and do your work. Okay? I've been fortunate to have coaching staff. They're all head coaches of their positions. They make decisions. They're here. Some are here tonight. And I really appreciate what they did. We were a close-knit bunch that again, liked what we did, went from there, and had success. And like you said, the success is, you know, like I said, when you get a group of young men that have shared goals and objectives, and through training, they make a lot of sacrifices. And through that, success often occurs. And being part of that, I think every coach will tell you, you can't substitute that. It's a payment that just, there's no, I'm hard to put it into words. It's a payment that can't be matched. And so I'm very fortunate, and I appreciate the opportunities the school, Millard North High School and Cathedral gave me to be a head coach. I enjoyed what I did. I did it the best I could. I had some great support from my family. 2 of my daughters are here tonight. My sister is here. My son got to coach me for over 20-some years. And you'll see if our coaches are still hanging around. Most of those guys are ex-players. Man, they're special. So I've got some great memories. And I've retired, and someone asked, do you miss it? Well, sure, you miss the competition. You miss the relationships. But what we had was real. And I couldn't be more proud of our players and what they did under stress, because it's not a very comfortable game. Okay? So with that being said, been a long night, but like I always tell our kids, hey, listen, you got every reason to walk tall. And so I'm going to walk tall right off this stage right now. All right, thank you.
Some have wondered, how do you get into the Omaha Sports Hall of Fame? Well, you got to be really good, and it's not easy. We spend about 7 or 8 months poring over a gigantic list of extremely qualified candidates to narrow it down to the 5 that you're going to hear from tonight. And I want to take a moment and say thanks to all of my fellow committee members. If you're here tonight, please stand to be recognized. Members of the Omaha Sports Hall of Fame Committee, led by our founder, Shane Bradford. Guys, stand up. To our next honoree, he was the big right-hander with the nerdy glasses. Dominated at Creighton Prep, which got the attention of college baseball coaches around the country. He was in such demand that John Sanders, then the head coach of Nebraska baseball, ran the odds of his chances of landing this recruit and making him a Husker. So resigned to the outcome, Sanders' recruiting pitch was, "You wouldn't want to come here, would you?" "Thanks, Coach," said our hero. "I'll be back in Nebraska playing someday soon, like in June in Omaha at Rosenblatt Stadium." And so it was. He and his now Stanford teammates made not one, but 2 little appearances in our June Jamboree. His senior year there, he joined the pantheon of Stanford baseball greats, a first-team All-American. The Brewers made him 13th overall in that summer's MLB draft, made it all the way to the big leagues. Now, there are only so many innings in any pitcher's arm. His number was 91. Shoulder injuries made sure of that. Now, the heart and the spirit may say keep going, but the body says, I have something better for you. Thanks to his agent, ESPN found him, put him in front of the camera and behind the mic. Didn't take long before it was obvious. He was even better doing this, which is a long toss for a first-round draft choice. The voice, the smarts, the passion, the work ethic, commitment to excellence. Everything it takes to get to the top and stay there also mixes the ingredients of a Hall of Famer, and he is. Ladies and gentlemen, Kyle Peterson. Unfortunately, he can't be with us tonight, but he did share this gracious video.
Hi guys, it's Kyle Peterson. I apologize, I can't be there today. Down at the SEC tournament, you can probably see it back behind. Tends to be a fairly busy time of year, so I apologize for missing, but I appreciate the recognition and ultimately the fact that it comes from the Sports Commission, a group that means a lot to me, that I've been active with for the last 10 years and have gotten to know very well. To Lindsay, Emily, and Jamie, I appreciate all the work that you do, the commitment that you have with the Sports Commission, and ultimately the commitment that you have to sports in the city of Omaha. Congratulate all those that are receiving it tonight. It's a cool honor to go in, not only with you, but those that have gone in before. I do apologize for not being there, but at least you got a short speech out of it. Have a good night, everybody.
Congratulations, Kyle. Our next inductee into the Omaha Sports Hall of Fame is Rashia Bristol. Rashia ranks among the best basketball players ever to come out of the state of Nebraska. When Rashia played high school basketball at Bryan, she led the Bears to the state tournament 3 times, including a state runner-up finish in 1995. The 2-time All-State basketball player was named the B'nai B'rith High School Athlete of the Year after earning all-conference honors in volleyball. She also competed in soccer and in track. After graduation, Rashia took her talents to the University of Arizona, where she had a record-breaking career. She set the school record for career steals and ranked 5th in career scoring and earned all Pac-10 conference honors. The best moment of her college career came against the national power Stanford, when she hit the game-winning basket to end the Cardinal 48-game win streak in 1998. 3 years later, Rashia was drafted by the WNBA's Charlotte Sting with the 50th pick in the draft. She extended her playing career by 11 more years with several pro teams in Europe and Iceland, where she led the league in assists and steals. Please welcome to the Omaha Sports Hall of Fame, Rashia Bristol, everybody.
could have made it without you. I would have lost it all. But now I see how you were there for me, and I can say I'm stronger, I'm wiser, I'm better, much better. When I look back over all you brought me through, I can see that you were the one I held on to, and I never would have made.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Omaha Commission. I'm honored to be here amongst all the talented award winners. First and foremost, I give all honor and glory to God. He provided me with a solid foundation, starting with my parents, which I will be dedicating this award to them. Along with my talents and the will to, as we say in sports, the sports world, the will to survive and advance. Special thank you to coaches who took the time from their families to play daycare with us athletes, teaching us about hard work. Just a little quick tidbit. My first homecoming was versus Nebraska Cornhuskers, the women's basketball team. People were rooting against me, and now for this recent homecoming to assist my parents, I've been recognized and celebrated. I'm truly honored and grateful for the journey. Spoken by a little girl from the Southside Terrace housing projects. Trust the process and stay the course. Thank you.
Is it fair that perhaps the most impactful event of a person's life happens when they're 15? Doesn't seem right, does it? But it happened to our next Hall of Famer. That darn water heater pilot light just would not stay on at a relative's house. So our guy and his mom helped out. It would be the start of something. They went over, kicked the thing a little, struck a match. And then came the blinding flash of light, a ball of fire, and scalding hot water. The skin on the 15-year-old's arms is dangling, but he only thinks about his mom. Both miraculously survive. But that incident would define not just the promising athletics career before him, but how he would lead his life. For it wouldn't be the last time he had to live his belief that injuries are a part of you, but they don't define you. They make you stronger. September 17, 2000, makes a tackle early in a game against St. Louis, crashed to the turf, helmet first, lay motionless on the field for several minutes, taped to a board, wheeled off on a stretcher. Bulging disc, soft tissue injury. It was his 83rd NFL game and 206th tackle, both his last in professional football. An incredible rise from stardom at Creighton Prep, where he and the Junior Jays won 3 state titles, to Notre Dame, where his Irish teams were affixed in the nation's top 5. Undrafted, no problem. Started at the pro football bottom. 2 years on the 49ers practice squad before ascending to the starting lineup and anchoring a menacing 49er defense that made the playoffs 6 times and captured Super Bowl 29. But the best was yet to come. After the injury, he founded the 90 Ways Foundation that provides support to children who suffer even more devastating burns than he. To UCLA for a law degree and a career in business, finance, and real estate. That night when the water heater exploded, what were the odds that he would be here tonight? Not nearly long enough for our next honoree. Ladies and gentlemen, Junior Bryant.
Thank you. Oops. Guess I worked out today at Todd, so maybe I get a little extra strength. Thank you. I'm honored to stand tonight as an inductee into the Omaha Sports Hall of Fame. I appreciate the commission recognizing my past efforts, and this honor means a great deal to me, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to reflect on the journey that brought me here. Congratulations to all the athletes, the winners, the nominees, to all your success and more to come. One of the things I did recognize as I was sitting here watching all the videos is everybody was not born when I was playing, so I kind of feel a little bit old, but I will tell you all to enjoy the journey, embrace every obstacle and challenge. I will say I was surprised when I got the call from Jono. I was a little curious. I was like, it's been about a quarter century since I've played anything, I wasn't sure if he quite got it right, but he assured me that it was true, and honored to be here. And it really did give me an opportunity to, at this stage of my life, really especially, kind of look back and reflect on everything that has happened, because in the moment, when you're playing and you're active and you're competing, you're just trying to win, and I was really focused on that. And the years since I've been done, I haven't really given it much thought. I played with a guy named Steve Young, Hall of Famer, and he said he got this great advice from his idol in Dallas, and he told him, once you're done, just run away. That's kind of what I did when I was done playing. So I was really excited to kind of take this moment to, really talk about the people who helped me get to where I'm at, starting with my mother, who built the foundation and is at the heart of everything I've done. Her strength, wisdom, and unwavering love shape who I am, not just as an athlete, but as a person. She taught me the importance of hard work, integrity, and kindness, lessons that went far beyond the sports field and have guided me throughout my life. I've stood upon that foundation every step of the way. It gave me the courage to face challenges, as noted, the resilience to keep going, and the humility to appreciate every moment. Because of her, I learned that success is more than wins or personal accolades. It's about character and the relationships we build. And to that point, I want to just take a quick second to acknowledge a lot of great relationships that came out to support me as a surprise. We're having a mini kind of prep reunion, the Class 89. So these guys over here, thank you. I'm also proudly grateful to my family, friends, and teammates who share this journey. I played in the sport. Obviously, no one does it by himself. It takes 11. And all my success or any success that I might have had was related to what the jobs that they did. But I do want to take a quick second to thank and think about people who have really shaped who I am. A guy named Woody, who was instrumental in my life, and anytime I've had the opportunity to talk about him, I have. People like Mickey, who's here, who not only helped me learn to be a student athlete at Notre Dame, helped me kind of navigate getting through so I didn't get kicked out my freshman year. Todd Smith, who taught me a few things about working out. I'm still learning. That's why I'm still going. Bo Dean gave me a little early heads up about what it was going to be like to be a pro if I ever got there. But along with them, their support, encouragement, and belief made all the difference. To my coaches, some of whom are here, thank you for showing up. Creighton Prep did a fantastic job of representing. Thank you for your teaching me not just about the game, but about perseverance and growth. Also, to my family, my wife and kids who could not be here tonight, I appreciate their support and I love them. And finally, thank you to the Omaha community for embracing me and supporting me throughout the years. The recognition is not just mine, it belongs to everyone who's been a part of the story. And thank you again for this incredible honor.
I had the privilege of covering that Creighton Prep team that Junior was on, and that 1985 team ranks among the best in the history of high school football in the state. We got a great turnout by a lot of Creighton Prep players. Let's have a round of applause for those guys that came tonight. We really appreciate it. Our final inductee is a team, and every year the Omaha Sports Hall of Fame inducts one team from the past, and this year the inductee is the 2015 Omaha hockey team. In June of 2009, Dean Blaze was hired to replace Mike Kemp on the UNO bench. Coach Blaze got some incredible, outstanding recruits and built a winning program. It all came together in the 2014-2015 season. Forward Austin Ortega led the Mavs with 20 goals that season. Fellow forward, two-time NHL All-Star and Stanley Cup champion Jake Genzel led the team with 25 assists and 39 points. The Mavs also had a superb goaltender in Ryan Massa. He ranked 6th in the nation with a 1.96 goals against average, which was a school record, and he tied for first in the nation with a .939 save percentage. The Mavs earned a berth in the NCAA tournament. Omaha went to the Midwest Regional in South Bend at the University of Notre Dame. In the semifinals, the number 2 seed Omaha defeated Harvard 4-1. Then in the regional finals, Omaha skated past RIT, Rochester Institute of Technology, 4-0 to advance to the Frozen Four in Boston. The magical season came to an end in the national semifinals when the Mavs lost to the eventual NCAA national champion, Providence. In Omaha's hockey's 28 seasons in Division I, the 2015 Mavericks are still the sole team to earn a trip to the Frozen Four. Please welcome to the Omaha Sports Hall of Fame, the 2015 Omaha hockey team, everybody.
Thanks, Ross. My name's Dean Blaze. I was coach of that team. I want to thank the Omaha Sports Commission for inducting the team. Also, congratulations to all the inductees and the awards winners. What an all-star cast. I'd like to thank my wife, Jackie, for coming with me tonight. And our equipment managers here sitting next to my wife, Mark Payne. We had an outstanding staff in every position, and Mark was probably led the way. He was equipment manager, but he was everything else. He lined up hotels, all the meals, all the transportation, worked the deals with CCM, Bauer, all the equipment, and still today holds our alumni together with golfing events and anything to do with hockey. I've got a few players that are here over in the corner, and they're not from Omaha. Jake Genzel was born here and left here after a couple years, didn't graduate, but joined the Pittsburgh Penguins and won a Stanley Cup. Sidney Crosby won the Conn Smythe, the Player of the Year, in the playoffs. Jake was second, and here he is. After over 100 years of NHL hockey, Jake ranked 6th in scoring at the same age after the same number of games. It wasn't Bobby Hull, it wasn't Gordie Howe, it wasn't Sidney Crosby. Jake's right up there with the leaders. So that says a lot about Jake, that team that he played on. He was born here in Omaha, and his wife was from Omaha, so a real family. And Grant Gallows here. Grant played forward and defense. Ian Brady played defense for us. And Kirk Thompson played goalie. And they're all over here in the corner. Boys, would you kind of give a little wave over there? Omaha hockey has evolved from a club team when Mike Kemp took over to entering the CCHA after 10 years with teams like Ferris State, Lake Superior State, Bowling Green, and then when Trev Alberts and Mike Kemp took over, they wanted to elevate the program, so we had success in the CCHA for 3 years, taking third place. So the WCHA was short a member, so we joined North Dakota, Denver, Duluth, St. Cloud, those teams. So after 3 years and doing real well, the Big Ten was formed in Wisconsin and Minnesota, two of our biggest teams, left, and then we joined the NCHC, and here we are today. And this year's team got home ice in that league, and I thought was as good as any team in the country. I watched all the way through the playoffs. Western Michigan ended up to win the NCAA championship, a member of the NCHC, and Omaha wasn't far behind. So the program has really evolved. I was lucky to have a team that was good in the classroom. Their overall grade point average was a 3.5. I don't think there was any trouble off the ice, although I didn't really expect any trouble. They were all dedicated kids and want to be pros. So it's a lot different when you're coaching junior hockey players or high school. These guys wanted to reach their dream, and most of them did. Kirk and those guys formed a business here and made Omaha their home. I was lucky here to be in Omaha for 8 years and had a great time, built Baxter Arena, and right now Omaha is fourth in the country every year in attendance, right behind Wisconsin with 13,000, North Dakota with 11,000, Minnesota with 10,000, and Omaha with between 6,000 and 7,000 every game. So that says a lot about hockey, and I was glad I was a big part of it. But again, I always heard that this was a big deal, and it certainly was, and you really outdid yourselves. Thank you, Omaha Sports Commission, and thank you for being here.
I think that's it for us.
I think we're done.
Yeah, no clamor for a cameo
Okay.
or an encore.
But we have one more person.
But we do have one more person. Before we take off, one more say hello and thank you and a welcome to Lindsay Toussaint Brown, who is the Executive Director of the Omaha Sports Commission. Lindsay, come on back.
Awesome. Congratulations to everybody tonight, nominees, winners, inductees. This was a fantastic evening. I want to thank not only you for coming here, but your families, your coaches, athletic departments, and all who have supported you as individuals throughout your athletic career. We know this requires dedication and support from everybody involved. Thank you to the Oscas committee members, the OSC staff, OSC Board of Directors, tonight's volunteers, and of course our sponsors. Next year, our Oscars will take place right back here at the Relevant Center, Thursday, May 28th, so please do mark your calendars. And we encourage you to consider nominating individuals on OSC's webpage. Nominees are accepted year-round, and you can nominate for both award categories and Hall of Fame candidates. For those of you with gold wristbands, please join us across the foyer into the hall for the exclusive Hall of Fame party. Thank you all, and have a great night.
Wide enough, baby.